This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
Along with John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. Indeed, thanks for joining us. A lot going on this weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much going on as we thought with that football action. We'll tell you about that.
Oh, yeah.
Or inaction.
Or inaction.
Yeah.
And we also, of course, now have a strengthening hurricane.
Oh, Matthew.
Yeah, Category 2 now, 100-mile-an-hour winds. It is a serious, serious threat to the Bahama Island chain, to parts of Cuba, to parts of Haiti and Jamaica. So
Well, that's
it's
not
a
far
bad
from
storm.
us, so.
No, and the forecast track has changed a little bit. I think today is a day we might get a lot better confidence in the eventual forecast track because of some extra data that NOAA has collected. So that's good news. Forecast for today, though, includes more of that rainfall. Check out the rainfall over the last 24 hours. And you can see we had some pretty good totals there. Over 2-inch rainfalls yesterday, mostly east of the interstate. But along the coastline, chances of rainfall exists as well. So today, about again, a 50% chance that some of those storms will work on you. We have some moving towards central Longboat Key right now. We have some that are around the Parish area, around Lakewood Ranch, light rain there. So expect to see that this morning on your morning commute. It's certainly a possibility with a 50% chance of showers as we head into the afternoon. Some of those storms could be stronger. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. Everything's looking good in Manatee County, although there is a lot of standing water around, so be aware of that and be careful. No issues or delays yet in Manatee County. Everything's looking good. As you head down into Sarasota County, that too is moving along without any problems this morning. 41, 30, 301 and 75, all looking good. On topping our news this morning, new information is coming to light about the events surrounding the death of a Sarasota County man who was shot and killed by his next-door neighbor 2 weeks ago.
ABC 7's Ray Collins has the latest.
These two women are still emotional 2 weeks after the death of their friend and colleague who worked at this Gulfgate bar. 31-year-old James Sasser was shot and killed in the doorway of this house after the homeowner says Sasser was trying to break down the door at 2 a.m.
I feel heartbroken that we lost a great man to senselessness, to knocking on a door. It's incredibly painful.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is now sharing their incident report for the first time since the shooting. They say when they arrived, the homeowner was standing feet from Sasser's body in the doorway with blood pooling on the floor. Deputies say there was a shotgun and shotgun shells nearby, as well as a black pistol a few feet away. Also in the house, two women, one of whom had called for help 2 weeks earlier to report a break-in attempt. Sasser had lived next door for just a few days.
The right to defend their home.
We showed the incident report to local attorney Derek Bird.
If the story's true, and in fact someone tried to break into this gentleman's house and he caught the person in the act of breaking in the house, he had every right to defend his home.
But Sasser's friends insist there is more to the story.
I believe that it was all staged. This is all fake. I think that they're claiming that he broke into the house to cover themselves.
The front door is now boarded up and no one was home to answer our questions. And while rumors and theories fly around this neighborhood, the only certainty is a young man is no longer here.
It's just not fair.
Now, beyond the incident report, the Sheriff's Office declines any further comment pending the investigation. In South Sarasota County, Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
In Manatee County, emotions are running high in the Oneiko community after a 36-year-old man is fatally shot. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies responding to 58th Avenue Drive and 10th Street East to find Charles Safore Jr. dead. The Sheriff's Office Homicide Unit is investigating and no arrests have been made and no information about a suspect has been released. But those who live in the area were rattled after finding out what happened.
I have 4 small children and it's very scary. It makes you worried. I don't even want my children to come outside because they're not even sure what happened here.
It's just getting ridiculous. I'm just tired of all this killing.
Anyone with information is asked to call the Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS.
A Massachusetts teen accused of stabbing his mother and brother while on vacation in Siesta Key is expected to be in court today. 16-year-old Gust Ramgren faces arraignment in Sarasota County, and he is facing 2 capital felony charges of attempted second-degree murder. Deputies with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office say Ramgren admitted to stabbing his mother and 14-year-old brother back in August at their vacation rental on Turtle Beach. And a border collie mix is on the mend in Sarasota tonight, and his owner is accused of animal cruelty. Richter weighed 25 pounds when he was adopted 6 months ago, but he has since become emaciated. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say they discovered the animal's condition when Alexandria Drew returned him to the shelter and said Richter was a stray, but the shelter checked the microchip and realized that Drew was the actual owner.
It's a violation of the law. Animals are important, just like a person is, and we need to make sure that we are treating these cases just like any other case.
Drew has bonded out of jail. Richter, meanwhile, is at the Humane Society of Sarasota County, expected to make a full recovery.
Well, Manatee High School is seeing some increased security now after 2 days of tensions and protests.
It started when a student brought a Confederate flag to school as part of a homecoming celebration event. The flag was confiscated, but it led to a social media firestorm and a peaceful protest. ABC 7's Rick Adams has the story.
As you can see, there's quite a bit of police patrolling Manatee High School. There's been a lot more spirit than usual here for homecoming week. It wasn't your typical school day at Manatee High School. At least 8 police cars were spotted patrolling the perimeter of the school. Students of all races wore black shirts and held a peaceful protest at the school. It was a scene that played out at high schools throughout Manatee County. One student tells us what led to Thursday's protest.
And they had Confederate flags with Trump 2016 on it, and a bunch of kids just felt that was disrespectful, and then the same kids were running around, saying racial slurs.
On Wednesday, National Pride Day was celebrated as part of Homecoming Spirit Week. School officials say after some students complained about actions surrounding the Confederate flag, the flag was voluntarily turned in to the principal. Some students say the Black Lives Matter protest was a way to get an important message across.
We just wanted to show that what they did wasn't appreciated, but in a nonviolent way.
The Manatee County School District says everything remained calm and there have been no major problems. They tell us the right move was made with the Confederate flag debacle.
Students have freedom of expression, but if their freedom of expression causes a disruption to the school and its ability to perform its function, then the principal has the right to step in.
Military veteran Grant Parmalee lives near Manatee High School. He's in support of the student with the flag as long as it's not going against school rules.
Whatever he wants to do, it's a free country, and he can show his ideas that any way he wants to.
Takesha Goburn is the mother of 2 teens who attend Manatee High School. She says she's very proud of her kids for taking part in the protest, but very concerned about the alleged racial slurs that took place.
I send my children here for an education. That's what I expect. I'm a very involved parent. Anything goes on, I'm here. I want my children to feel safe.
School officials, the Manatee County School District, and police say they will continue to keep a very close eye on all this in the days and weeks ahead. Reporting from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Meanwhile, Manatee County School Superintendent Diana Green is also responding to the recent events at Manatee High School. In a phone message left with parents of students in Manatee and at Palmetto High School last night, Green says if the protests continue to disrupt school today, all remaining homecoming events could be canceled. That includes Manatee's football game against Lutz Steinbrenner and Palmetto's game against Lakewood Ranch. Green told the Bradenton Herald that she has the utmost confidence both schools will have smooth days today, but plans are in place if the games need to be canceled.
A no swim advisory is in effect for 5 Sarasota County beaches. The Department of Health issued the advisory for Longboat Key, Siesta Beach, Turtle Beach, Nokomis Beach, and the Casey Key North Jetty. It comes after unsafe levels of bacteria were found on the beaches. That bacteria can come from a variety of sources, including pet waste and stormwater runoff. The beaches are still open, but health officials advise against going into the water until the advisory is lifted. And more bad news for beaches. The red tide that has been impacting the Gulf Coast this week is expected to last into next week. Scientists with Mote Marine Laboratories say it will also continue to kill more fish between St. Pete and Englewood. However, winds may help ease respiratory problems caused by the bloom this weekend. Beachgoers are advised to check the beach conditions online to find out which beaches are most affected by the red tide before heading out to a different beach.
A recently formed political action committee is looking to remove some elected officials from the Bradenton City Council. The Stone Soup Unity community formed this committee following the city's decision to relocate Glacier Gates Park to make way for a new housing development there. The community had filed a lawsuit against the city in an attempt to stop that move. Now they're starting a petition to get enough support for a recall election to remove 3 council members from office. The petition will begin tomorrow at 10 a.m. and the group needs 1,500 signatures from registered voters in the city by the end of October in order for it to be reviewed by the Manatee County Supervisor of Elections. Well, drivers are advised to take extra precaution on the roadways this weekend. The Florida Highway Patrol will hold a DUI wolf pack operation from 9 o'clock tomorrow night to 5 a.m. Sunday. Troopers will be focusing on I-75 and state and county roadways, looking to remove impaired drivers from the road. The wolf pack will take place in 6 counties, including Manatee and Sarasota. Meanwhile, the Sarasota Police is inviting you to join them on social media today. The department is offering another virtual ride-along called Tweet from the Beat. It will begin today at 1 o'clock, and throughout the day shift and the night shift, officers will be posting about what they see and do while out on patrol. To follow along, all you have to do is follow them on Twitter. Their Twitter handle is @SarasotaPD.
United Way of Manatee County is looking for more volunteers to help students learn to read at grade level. More than 400 people have volunteered with the organization, spending 9,000 hours over the past 4 years helping children as part of the Reading Pals program. This year, the program includes 6 schools, 12 classrooms, and 231 students. The program lasts 28 weeks with children reading 1 book a week. And to get involved, you can visit the website handsonmanatee.org. The new Suncoast Technical College campus in Northport had its official groundbreaking yesterday. The new educational center will offer programs everywhere from culinary arts to carpentry. The new building will be paired with a conference center and public library. The school district, Sarasota County, and the city of Northport and the state all put money into this $23 million campus.
Northport is our largest city, but our technical college didn't have a presence there. So it really was an easy argument to make when you just purely looked at geography and demographics.
Construction is set to be complete by next fall.
A public gun range in Nokomis will partially reopen this weekend. The Knights Trail Park facility has been closed this summer so that crews could install baffles. Baffles are thick wooden beams that are meant to reduce the risk of bullets escaping the range. The 100-yard range will open on Saturday, and then the remaining areas are scheduled to be complete by early November. Those include a new sporting clay course that will allow the facility to host regional and national tournaments. And in Manatee County, the Bradenton Riverwalk splash pad is expected to reopen today. The splash pad had closed at the end of the month so that the padding could be replaced. It was under warranty, so the repairs didn't cost anything for the city. The barricades currently around the splash pad are expected to be removed by 9 a.m. And it's going to be hot again because it doesn't feel like fall, so good time to enjoy
we're
it.
on track to have possibly the warmest September ever in Sarasota.
Really?
Yeah.
What
it's
is
very
going
hot. Across
on?
Florida, we're breaking records.
Yeah.
That's a good question. We have showers and thunderstorms in the forecast again today. The good news, I guess, if you want to look at good news with showers and thunderstorms, aside from the fact that we need the water, we always need the water. It might hold down the temperature a few degrees like it did yesterday. We didn't hit 90 for the first time in days yesterday, so that was nice. We hit 89.
Yeah. We kept it under 90, though.
We
That's
were
all
inches
want.
from a clean getaway.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'll have the forecast for you in a sec.
All right, thanks, John. And new information concerning that sinkhole in Polk County where contaminated water drained into the aquifer. Testing of the well water continues. We'll tell you what are the latest results.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Lease a new 2016 Lexus ES350 for only $329 or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $329, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC 7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Lease a new 2016 Lexus RX 350 for only $419 or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $419, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking at an air temperature that comes in, again, kind of steamy out there at 78 degrees. Dew point is high at 73. East wind at about 5. The winds will be somewhat variable today, but aloft, the winds out of the west will continue to bring us the cloud cover and continue to bring us that chance of showers during these morning hours. Tomorrow, we might start to see a little bit of a pattern change, but today, it's very similar to what we have seen. 72 Wauchula, 73 Arcadia, 74 Mayaca, Parrish, Bradenton, Punta Gorda, 76 in Northport and Lakewood Ranch, and double 77s in Venice and Inglewood. Longboat Key comes in warmest at 79 degrees. Got a few showers in progress currently, as we have the last few mornings. We have aloft the steering flow that takes these showers from the Gulf and brings them right on shore. Some of them producing some fairly heavy downpours of rain. Even had a water spout reported off the coast of Venice yesterday. It rapidly decreased in intensity, but that's the kind of thing we sometimes get, especially as winds pick up in the afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms are strongest right now along Cortez and up around Manatee Avenue. And then out in Gulf waters, I think areas from about Holmes Beach southward through central Longboat Key. Probably see a round of showers approaching in about 15 minutes. Otherwise, we are looking at more showers building out in Gulf waters. And so almost any time today, we'll see a couple of these showers work their way on shore. Again, like yesterday, the heaviest of the rain in the afternoon will likely occur in inland areas. Not to say that the coastal regions could not get an isolated heavier shower as well. So if you're looking for severe weather, don't look in Florida today necessarily. The Severe Storms Prediction Center locates mostly areas of Carolinas and Virginias as the most likely location for that because of a low pressure area there. We have just a standard thunderstorm risk across our region. You notice how it didn't extend all the way to the top of Florida? That's because we have some drier air that's trying to filter in behind a frontal boundary that's sinking southward. It's going to pull up the brakes and kind of stall out, and then we'll watch the hurricane lift northward. As all of this occurs, we'll begin to see a little bit of a pattern shift for us. We'll start to see our winds coming in out of a more easterly direction starting as early as tomorrow. And potentially, if the hurricane stays off the eastern seaboard shore as it is forecast to do, I think by later midweek next week, the flow of air off of that system will draw down some drier air and some slightly cooler air, actually improving our weather. We'll see. There's still some variability in the forecast possibilities, so we'll have to watch it very carefully and find out exactly where it ends up going. But storms again today, shifting weekend pattern, and we are watching the tropics. One of the things that happened yesterday is one of the Hurricane Hunter aircraft, a jet, flew all around the area surrounding the storm. And that's going to give us a very good idea of the environment that the storm is living in and help improve the forecast track, which right now takes it up through Cuba and then off the East Coast. Southwest wind at about 10 knots, and over the course of the weekend, we look at some very pleasant weather. 50% chance of showers over the weekend, 60 on Sunday, and then we'll be trending down those rain chances next week and drawing in some cooler air, we hope. We'll give you the forecast track in the next half hour.
Thanks, John. As far as your commute this morning at 5:21, it looks like the Palmetto bridges are moving along pretty well. The DeSoto Bridge is seeing a little bit more volume at this point in the morning. The interstate nice and clear, so is 41 and 301 into Sarasota. Clear arteries out to 75. And as you head down into Venice and Northport, no issues there, so we are still seeing no accidents, no delays. So far, so good. Well, it is show season on the Suncoast, and that means plenty of events to fill your weekend.
Yes, ABC7's Linda Carson looks at Gypsy Rose Lee and this week's Suncoast scene.
The second annual Beer, Bands, and Barbecue returns to the Sarasota Polo Club in Lakewood Ranch Saturday from noon to 7 p.m.
We're going to have 8 bands, local bands, so a lot of the bands that people know today that are in the area. We also will have the Bud Light Express, which is a party bus, so that will be out there. We'll have 10 beers on draft, and we'll have 5 caterers serving up their barbecue-inspired dishes.
There's a great lineup of bands.
We have 7 Years Past, Jaw Movement, which is a really popular reggae band in the area, License to Chill, and we also have the Sarasota Jazz Project will be out there.
Gypsy opens at the Players Center in Sarasota this week. Ellie Pattison is Mama Rose, and Ashley Figlow is Gypsy Rose Lee.
I push her to do unmentionable things, stripping, and she does it brilliantly.
Yeah, it's based on the memoirs of the life of Gypsy Rose Lee, but it's more about the relationship between mother and daughter.
Gypsy became the most famous stripper in the world, but
she rarely ever got naked. She was very witty and used her humor to get away with not actually taking off any of her clothes. She was marvelous.
That's Gypsy at the Players Center through October 16th. Friday night, Toxic Avenger, a cult movie turned rock musical, opens at the Venice Theater. Caitlin Ellis plays Sarah.
Sarah is a blind librarian. She kind of becomes the love interest of the Toxic Avenger.
He accidentally gets thrown into a vat of toxic goo and gets turned into this superhuman mutant freak. And he decides to run with that and clean up New Jersey and crime and everything else.
At the Venice Theater through October 16th. And Sunday, don't miss the Old Mayaca Schoolhouse Festival and Hootenanny. And the proceeds will benefit the Old Mayaca Schoolhouse. It's now 102 years old, and when you get to that age, you need a little work done.
It's knee-slapping, toe-tapping, hooting of a good time.
And there'll be live music.
The cow train will be here from Dankin Dairy, and the Civil War reenactors will be here as well. We'll have food to spare, desserts, wheel of cake. For a mere quarter, you can win a cake.
Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. See, so much to do. You got to fit it all in somehow.
And when you get to be that age, you got to have a little work done,
Yeah,
she said. And speaking of which, Gus Andrione out of Palmyra Country Club, 105 years old, returns today.
Happy birthday.
Yes, Gus, still going strong, playing golf all the time.
Incredible. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
The Federal Communications Commission is making changes to strengthen the Amber Alert system. We'll have those details coming up.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, dining segments, local events, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 specialty programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device and download your free ABC7 app now.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
It is 5:26 and some big changes are coming for the Amber Alerts that come up on your phone.
ABC's Kenneth Gibson and Diane Macedo have the details in today's Tech Bites.
Hello, in today's Tech Bites, big changes for the Amber Alert system.
Smartphone users can now expect to receive more detailed descriptions, including photos of missing children. And newly created public safety messages will send out warnings about issues in your area.
Garmin has released a new fitness tracker for kids. The Vivo Fit Junior keeps track of everything you would expect, like steps taken and calories burned.
But it can also monitor your kids' other activities, like making their beds or doing their homework. Price tag, $80.
And most of us get a new computer, I'd say, every few years, but this one has been going strong for more than 3 decades.
It's a Commodore 64, introduced back in 1982. Wow. And not only does it still work, it's still being used to run an auto repair shop in Poland. Those floppy disks must be hard to come by.
Just imagine how old the repair guy is for that.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Cat's Pride.
We call what you're experiencing communication issues. Tiffany, why did you dookie on Eric's pillow? She needs a better smelling litter box.
Seriously?
And no dust. And stronger clumps.
Well, we both want those things.
What you both want is Cat's Pride Fresh and Light Ultimate Care.
Cats are complicated. Great litter is simple. Look for Fresh and Light Ultimate Care in the green jug, the best performing lightweight litter.
So she's leaving me all those dead mice because she loves me?
No, she's doing that to terrify the dog.
To folks out there whose diabetic nerve pain shoots and burns its way into your day, I hear you. To everyone with this pain that makes ordinary tasks extraordinarily painful, I hear you. Make sure your doctor hears you too. I hear you because I was there when my dad suffered with diabetic nerve pain. If you have diabetes and burning, shooting pain in your feet or hands, don't suffer in silence. Step on up and ask your doctor about diabetic nerve pain. Tell him Cedric sent you.
It's time to upgrade your favorite news app. Now, ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a dynamic brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Stay connected anytime, anywhere with breaking news and weather alerts, video on demand, and live streaming of your Suncoast News. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store. ABC7's all-new My Suncoast News app. Just another way we're here for you. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life.
On Animal Outtakes, every week, it's a new animal adventure. From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in. Tune in to Animal Outtakes to find out what they have to say. Watch Animal Outtakes this weekend on ABC7.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe.
One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here, because
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. This hurricane season, turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today for deals worth celebrating during the Jeep Celebration event. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Wranglers or check out a new Jeep Cherokee priced as low as $19,999. Stop by to see the stylish new Jeep Renegade starting at just $17,699. Or drive away in a new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the NTSB on the scene in Hoboken, New Jersey after a train crash killed one woman and injured hundreds of others.
Plus, new details on the Mosaic sinkhole. We'll have the latest test results on the contaminated water.
And the Lightning back on the ice and already showing some promise in the preseason. We'll take a look.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And along with John Scozzi, I'm Don Brennan. Yes, the Lightning were back, and the Dolphins had some NFL football last night. They were in Cincinnati, and it was not pretty, but yeah, we'll discuss that later. No ice outside, though, John. A little too warm for that.
Not today.
Not in our future.
Another steamy warm one with scattered showers around this morning. We've had a lot of rainfall over the last couple of days, and it looks like that trend is going to continue. We also have a hurricane, which will probably soon be a major hurricane that's going to threaten Haiti and Jamaica, parts of eastern Cuba as it moves up toward the Bahamas over the weekend. We'll continue to watch that and refine the forecast, which we'll give you in a minute. Right now, heaviest rain falling in Manatee County along Cortez. It's slow go there all the way up to really Manatee Avenue. That cell is gradually drifting eastward and will be out of your area probably in about a half an hour or less. We'll watch a daytime high today, top out a little bit cooler because of the cloud cover around. Similar to yesterday, we'll be in the upper 80s as opposed to 90s. And as far as the rain chance goes, still good today, almost anytime, almost anywhere, with the heaviest of the rain likely inland in the afternoon. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
Thanks, John. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic. Everything is, well, there's not a lot of traffic right now, which is a good thing. Not a lot of volume and no accidents or delays in Manatee County. Again, there is a lot of standing water from the rains last night, so be aware of that and give yourself a little extra time. And Sarasota County is free and clear of any impediments also this morning, getting where you want to go.
Well, topping your news this half hour, one person was killed and over 100 more injured in a train crash in New Jersey.
And that person killed was a brand new mother, and the train slamming into the station in which she was standing in Hoboken, just across the Hudson River from New York City. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is on the scene with more.
All right, we have a train that's into the train station at Hoboken Terminal. We're going to need multiple EMS for multiple injuries.
The NTSB is investigating the deadly New Jersey Transit train crash at one of New York City's busiest commuter hubs.
People were running every way.
It was mass chaos after the train barreled through the station in Hoboken, New Jersey, leaving debris everywhere and passengers stunned. In these images, you can see passengers scrambling off the mangled 3-car train moments after the crash.
We ran over and there were a lot of people kicking out windows, trying to exit the train.
Many of the injured were on the platform, including 34-year-old Fabiola Bittard de Kroon, who lost her life after being hit by flying debris. More than 100 people were hurt, including the train's engineer, Thomas Gallagher, who was later released from the hospital and is said to be cooperating with investigators.
The NTSB will analyze the facts, determine the probable cause of the accident, and issue a report of those determinations.
Surveillance video shows the train heading south toward Hoboken from Spring Valley, New York. Shortly before 9 a.m. Thursday morning, the train inching closer toward the station never slows down.
We through the air, traveled about another 40 feet, and the train flying into the depot.
You just heard like a kaboom. The whole place shook.
Investigators will be here for at least another week trying to figure out why this train sped into the station the way it did. They hope to recover the data recorder as well as 2 cameras from the train. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Hoboken, New Jersey.
Now to an update on the 6-year-old boy who was shot on the playground at a school in South Carolina this week. His family says he's now on life support. Jacob Hall was one of 3 people shot outside Townville Elementary School when a 14-year-old opened fire Wednesday. He was taken to the hospital where he does remain in critical condition. In a press conference, his family says he's not giving up the fight.
As of right now, yes, he is on life support. But I don't want to go into full details on his injuries. That's a private matter as of right now. But he is fighting every day, every moment to survive. And he will survive. He's a strong-willed son.
The other shooting victims, a first-grade teacher and another student, have been released from the hospital. The suspected gunman is in jail, and police say the suspect's father, 47-year-old Jeffrey Osborne, was found shot to death in his home on Wednesday before the shooting at the school. In other national news, a Tulsa police officer will be arraigned today, facing charges in the fatal shooting of an unarmed black man. Officer Betty Shelby faces a manslaughter charge for shooting and killing Terrence Crutcher earlier this month. She is expected to plead not guilty. A prosecutor is accusing her of shooting Crutcher both, quote, unnecessarily and unlawfully. And if she is convicted, Shelby could be sentenced to 4 years of life in prison.
President Obama is in Israel today to honor the life of former Israeli President and Prime Minister Shimon Peres. Peres was laid to rest today in Tel Aviv, or yesterday. In his eulogy, Obama said Peres showed that justice and hope are at the Zionist ideal. Obama is one of several world leaders who attended the services. Peres died early Wednesday after suffering complications from a stroke. He was 93 years old. And back here in the United States, former short-term funding bill has received the approval of President Obama. The president has signed the bill passed by Congress to keep the government from shutting down. The legislation provides $1.1 billion to address the Zika virus, money that Governor Rick Scott had been continuously urging lawmakers to pass. It's unclear how much of that money will go to Florida. The short-term bill will keep the government running with existing spending levels for another 10 weeks.
New developments on a fertilizer plant sinkhole that contaminated Florida's main aquifer for the drinking water. A spokesperson for Mosaic Company says 9 wells near the sinkhole at its plant in Polk County meet safe drinking standards for radioactivity, and contamination has not spread beyond the site. The sinkhole opened in late August at Mosaic's facility in Mulberry. More than 200 million gallons of tainted water drained from a waste heap through that sinkhole down into the aquifer, which provides water to millions of people in the state. Mosaic says a third-party lab conducted tests on the water and found that it does meet state and federal standards. Governor Rick Scott is making the push to bring more companies to the Sunshine State. Scott is requesting $85 million to help create more jobs in Florida. He'll include the request in his budget recommendations that will be given to the state legislators. A similar request for $250 million was rejected last year. Scott made job creation the main focus of both of his campaigns for governor. Incoming House Speaker Richard Corcoran has called for business incentives, corporate welfare, and says he may propose eliminating Enterprise Florida, the state's economic development agency.
Last night, the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Florida Panthers. Both those teams supposed to be challenging for the Stanley Cup this year. And the Lightning, well, they're looking pretty good at Amalie Arena in the preseason matchup. And we have yet to see their main goalies, Ben Bishop or Andrei Vasilevsky, in net. But 24-year-old Kristers Gulevskis had a strong performance last night, stopping 21 shots and shutting the Panthers out. The two Lightning goals came from Jeremy Morin and Braden Point. Bolts win 2-0, and they'll be in Carolina to play the Hurricanes tonight. And the Miami Dolphins trying to sweep Ohio after beating Cleveland on Sunday. They were in Cincinnati last night. Kenny Stills and Michael Thomas kneeling for the anthem. And right off the bat, they were down 3-0, and Ryan Tannehill going deep. He's always been criticized for not being able to throw the deep ball, but he hits Kenny Stills for 74 yards and a 7-3 lead. But Andy Dalton come back for the Bengals and answer with a 51-yard strike to A.J. Green right here. And this 51-yard strike would set up a touchdown between the two a little bit later, and they would take the lead and never relinquish the lead. Tannehill had a rough night. He threw an interception. He was sacked 5 times. He's been sacked more than any quarterback since he started becoming the Dolphins quarterback. And the Dolphins lose 22-7. They are 1-1. Yes, and also then golf starts today with the Ryder Cup. And the Europeans against the U.S. It should be pretty good. 7:30 they tee off.
Did you see that practice where they challenged one of the heckling players to come out and make the shot?
Really?
Yeah.
And he made it.
And he made it.
Yeah,
yeah he did.
Oh, I got to see that.
Yep, it's pretty funny.
That is really
and
funny.
Then he did his Friday dance right after he made the putt. It was
there
crazy.
you go.
That's a Friday dance. Maybe he'll save it for the 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I think so. We're getting it ready, gearing it up, warming up. Showers in the forecast. We'll talk about that in the weekend forecast coming up in a few.
All right. Well, if you've had knee replacement, you might not be doing the Friday dance, but surgery isn't just for older people anymore. Why more young people are having knee replacements done earlier. We'll tell you about it coming up in Health Smart.
Let SWC Properties sell your home today. Take advantage of this great market and sell your home for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. SWC Properties gives you the benefit of full-service marketing that sells your home faster with the fewest hassles. There are no hidden fees, and now for a limited time, we'll list your home for 50% off. Wouldn't it feel great to save thousands and feel confident with your move? Give us a call for details or visit swcproperties.com and contact us for free information packet and find out why. It's simple. We just market your home better.
On the next Black Almanac.
Trump's attempts at Black and Latina outreach are probably too little too late. He's doing so badly among African Americans that in more than one poll, the percentage of black support for Trump is smaller than the margin of error. Latino voters are being told he thinks unauthorized immigrants have to go and can't ever be fully American.
Sunday morning at 7:30 on ABC 7.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better reader.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler.
We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, we're looking at a warm temperature outside thanks to all the humidity and the cloud cover that we've seen. We're at 78 degrees with a dew point of 73. East wind, light, somewhat variable, be coming out of the west as we head into the morning hours. It's already out of the west aloft, and that steers showers and thunderstorms, which build in the Gulf, right over us. So again today, we have that chance of a shower almost any time, almost anywhere. 75 degrees Parrish, Bradenton, Mayaca City. 74 is popular in Wauchula, Sebring, and Lake Placid. Further to the south, Northport at 76, Punta Gorda at 74, 79s in Venice and Inglewood, and Longboat Key at 80 degrees. Got some showers that have already moved on shore, some of the heaviest of the stuff in Manatee County this morning. They're fairly fast moving, so total accumulations are not all that great, and they're in the process of dissipation, but there's more upstream, and those showers will be working their way onshore throughout the day today. The heaviest of the stuff now located in Manatee County, as I mentioned. Bradenton seeing some fairly heavy rainfall, especially central and south Bradenton. Cortez on up into Manatee Avenue, seeing some heavy rainfall there. Got some light showery activity in central Longboat Key down through St. Armands into parts of Siesta. Those showers all moving off to the north and to the east at a pretty good clip, but there's more out in the Gulf. And that's the way it's going to be today. And tomorrow, I think, though, not so much. Tomorrow, we're going to see a little bit of a shift in the pattern. Not to say we won't see rainfall. We still have an excellent rain chance tomorrow. But the nature of the shower timing will be very different. The best chance of rainfall today will be up around the D.C. area for severe weather anyway. Florida has some good rain chances, but non-severe rain chances, except in the northern part of the state where there's some drier air starting to filter in behind this frontal boundary. It's the one I had hoped would bring us some nicer, drier air for the weekend, but not happening. That frontal boundary stalling out in place. We'll watch it stall out there over the next several days, eventually washing away. Winds shifting just a little bit, and when the winds shift, there'll be more out of the east, replacing this westerly wind flow that we have had. An easterly wind will develop, and that changes the timing of our storms a little bit. It takes the showers and thunderstorms that we've had in the morning along the coast that have then moved inland later in the afternoon for the most part, and switches it around 180 degrees. The showers will start inland, which is a more typical pattern for us, and they will drift back toward the coast. We'll also watch, of course, Matthew. Matthew continues to strengthen despite the fact that it's under some significant sheer 100-mile-an-hour winds now, and it is on a forecast track that carries it by Saturday into the Central Caribbean, where it increases in intensity up to a Category 3 storm, a major hurricane, and it starts to lift to the north. We're going to watch this carefully over the weekend. If we don't start to see a northward shift in motion over the weekend, that will cause us a little bit more concern, as the longer it takes to make the northward turn, the more likely it is to impact the state of Florida. But on this forecast track, it's more likely that Jamaica, eastern Cuba, Haiti, and then eventually the Bahamas see the brunt of this storm, and it's going to be a significant storm. By Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, it enters into the Bahamas, and on this forecast track, it would actually improve our weather next week. Still too early to tell. There's still some model spread, but they sent out some very good aircraft yesterday to sample data around the hurricane, which should give us better forecasts starting today and into tomorrow. So we'll have more confidence in where this system is going later today. Southwest wind at 10 knots, then this evening northwest in the forecast over the next several days. Calls for rain chances each day. We'll be watching the tropics over the weekend into next week, and then hopefully some drier weather next week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, John. As far as your commute this morning at 5:49, looks like out of Manatee County, we're just seeing one problem now popping up there in Palmetto or Parrish. That's right at I-75 northbound, actually. The entry ramp is partially blocked at exit 224, so that's right at Ellington. Be aware of that if you are heading north on the interstate. Other than that, it looks like 41 and 301 are nice and clear, so are those Palmetto bridges. The interstate is moving along well, accident-free into Sarasota. So is 41. No problems on the arteries up to 75. And as you head down into Venice and Northport, we're also not seeing any problems. In health news this morning, Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis are painful and incurable illnesses that attack the digestive system.
ABC 7's Alex Redmond has the results of a new study showing what may be the cause.
Karen Shirley's son's symptoms began his senior year of college.
Started with cramps, diarrhea, bloody stools. The bloody stools is what made us the most concerned. Took him to the doctor. He was given a colonoscopy, which diagnosed the disease as colitis.
Shirley's son was prescribed maintenance medication.
That lasted him for a couple years until he had a terrible flare-up and ended up in the hospital for a week.
Intravenous biologic medication was administered for 5 hours about every 6 weeks at an infusion center, says Shirley.
And that maintained him and kind of put him in remission, actually did put him in remission for quite a few years.
When that medication failed, surgery was the only option.
And he had to have his colon removed, which has been, you know, a blessing for him.
Ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease fall under inflammatory bowel disease. So the way that they present can be similar, but the way that they affect the actual anatomy is a little bit different. Not only can the large intestine be affected, but also the small intestine can be affected.
Gastroenterologist Dr. Brent Murchie says the development of Crohn's disease is multifactorial, and now there are new findings.
This recent study showed that not only bacteria can cause issues with developing Crohn's disease, but also fungus can work in association with the bacteria to create inflammation and further exacerbate the Crohn's disease.
Dr. Murchie says that now this new information about fungus interacting with the bacteria may offer hope for a possible treatment.
We've seen over the past few years that this is not just an autoimmune disease. This is a disruption in the bacteria of the colon and also a disruption in the fungus in the colon. So sometimes patients with Crohn's disease, they seem to have a higher percentage of the bad bacteria and also bad fungus as well.
For ABC 7, I'm Alex Redmond, your Suncoast News.
Changes coming to Medicare in an attempt to keep patients out of the hospital.
Medicare will be awarding $347 million to hospital associations and health organizations across the country to help meet a new set of goals. They're hoping the funding will help keep patients from being readmitted into the hospital by following up with them more closely. They also are aiming to reduce the number of medication errors, falls, and infections in hospitals.
The World Health Organization is announcing North and South America have eliminated the measles. A disease is declared eliminated when there has been no transmission in a specific geographic region for a year or more. The achievement is a global first, as the WHO says the battle against measles was won through 2 decades of mass vaccination to prevent this viral disease. Considered one of the most contagious diseases, measles can cause severe health problems, including pneumonia, blindness, brain swelling, and even death.
More and more people are getting knee replacement surgery, and new data is showing that younger people are now undergoing the procedure. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say that between 2000 and 2011, the number of knee replacement surgeries nearly doubled in the U.S. Overall, 5 million people had the surgery. Last year alone, 700,000 people had this procedure, and the research also shows that younger patients are choosing to have the surgery done. Orthopedic surgeons say improvements in technology, recovery, and longevity of implants is making it a more attractive option for younger patients.
The FDA has approved the first artificial pancreas device for people with type 1 diabetes in the United States. The device is by Medtronic, is called the MiniMed 670G, and it measures a person's blood sugar levels every 5 minutes and automatically provides more insulin or withholds it. The device is approved for those aged 14 and older with type 1 diabetes, and it's attached to a person's body. People using the device will still have to manually request more insulin after they eat.
All right, stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Fit for $149 or a new Civic, just $169. And no down payment. It's clearance time now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast storm team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology.
And focus on the Suncoast.
The official Suncoast storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Accord or CRV for $179 and no down payment. Your choice, just $179. It's clearance time now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
A man trying to get back into his own house after locking himself out found himself in over his head. After losing his keys, the man tried breaking into his basement to get into his own house. He got inside no problem, but his foot ended up getting stuck in the window. With heavy rainfall, his basement started getting flooded and came within inches of his head as he dangled there for 13 hours. Finally, his neighbors realized they hadn't seen him in a while, and they went over to investigate. The Detroit Fire Department was called in to get him out. He was checked out by emergency medical services and is expected to be fine, although I can't imagine. Upside down for 13 hours,
Yeah.
the circulation to his feet must have been nil.
Two things come to mind. One, what fortunate man he is to have such good neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
And two, he should never speak to the person who took that photo.
All over the nation now. I'm sorry. Crazy story. It's 5:57. We'll be right back.